Hello everyone, my name is Maida Raza and I'm a rising senior at Earlham College. This summer, I've had the privilege of working with Dr. Sally Haslanger at D-Lab Massachusetts Institute of Technology, wherein we conducted research on access to sexual and reproductive health materials for youth in Ugis, Kenya. In this presentation, I'll be walking you through our motivations for conducting this research, our research methodology, and research findings. Therefore, without further ado, let's get into it. So what motivated us to conduct this research? Gender equity is an ongoing challenge in Kenya. For instance, in 2021, Kenya ranked 108 out of 153 countries on the Global Gender Gap report. In 2019, the rate of HIV/AIDS infection was twice as high for women in Kenya as it was for men. For instance, it was 3.1% for men and 6.6% for women. Additionally, 66% of the girls between the ages of 13 to 19 who drop out of the primary schools cite teenage pregnancy as an imperative reason to do so. However, it is not clear whether teenage pregnancy or STIs are causing girls to drop out of the school or both in a looping process. Therefore, we are interested in exploring whether youth access to sexual and reproductive health materials in Ugis, Kenya contributes to girls' higher dropout rate. This leads us to the research question. We have two basic questions here. We have a broad question, which is what factors contribute to girls' higher dropout rate in Kasipul sub-county, Kenya, and Kasipul sub-county is the county of which Ugis is part of. And our specific research question, which is to what extent do youth have access to sexual and reproductive health resources, including sex education, contraception, abortion, and the treatment for STIs. So what was our methodology for conducting this research? In the diagram that I presented you can see that there are three factors which determine human behavior. We have behavioral factors, we have cognitive factors, and we have environmental factors. For our research, we mainly focused on the cognitive factors as to what kind of knowledge and resources are available at youth's disposal in Ugis, Kenya. So what was the finding of the research? Of the organizations that we surveyed, we found that schools and churches are the main organizations that provide sex education to the youth, and they mainly target preteens, which is the age group between 9 to 12, and teenagers, which is the age group between 13 to 17. They target these two age groups 75% of the times and 56% of the times respectively. Parents, clergies, and educators are also provided sex workshop at the rate of 12 to 18%. In addition to that, the sex segregated classes for women do not have access to education on homosexuality, sexual pleasure, and STIs. These classes are provided for sex segregated classes for men, and the workshops are conducted only at the rate of 7%. The workshops on homosexuality, sexual pleasure, and STIs are provided in mixed gender classes. Therefore, women can access those workshops there. However, they are not provided separately for women. So here you can see which groups are being targeted and which groups are being provided workshop. We have preteens, we have teenagers who are targeted the most. We have young adults, and then we have adults over 24, married couples who are not targeted as much as preteens and teenagers. We have school teachers, and we have clergies. We also went on to ask the stores whether you sell pregnancy tests or not. Of all the stores we surveyed, they were selling pregnancy tests. However, only 50% offered it for free and 50% were charging a price for it. Those who offered it for free believed that it was a government facility and therefore it should be provided for free. Around 32% of the clinics had it available on the shelf, and for some of it you had to ask for it. And even for the pregnancy test, here you can see in yellow, this one is saying yes, but you need a prescription for it. So you cannot access a pregnancy test without having a prescription for it. We also went on to ask clinics, do you provide abortions? 77% of the clinic we surveyed did not provide abortions. Only 2 were providing surgical abortions and 1 was providing medical abortion. Another clinic that we surveyed, of all the clinics that we surveyed, one of the clinics said that they do not provide abortion because it is against the will of the God. Therefore, here we can see how our beliefs in Kenyan society are targeting are affecting youth access to sexual and reproductive health material. We can see how the religion and social customs that exist around sexual and reproductive health are affecting the youth access to abortion. Therefore, what are the policy recommendations that we draw based upon our research findings? If you look at this chart again, you can see by educators we mean school teachers, that school teachers and clergies are targeted at a relatively lower rate. However, these are the people that are providing sex workshops to the youth. And the fact that they are targeted at a very low rate makes us wonder what kind of education are they providing, or whether that education is accurate or not. And one of the studies that we did or that we studied, or one of the literature reviews that we did, it said that 91% of the teachers covered abstinence in their classes, and 71% of them emphasized that it is the best method to prevent pregnancy, to prevent STIs, etc. Therefore, we can see that the information is not entirely accurate. Thus, we recommend that specific programs should be developed to train the trainers. In addition to that, from our research findings, we also saw that some stores were charging for pregnancy tests, whereas some were not. Similar went on for abortion, contraception, etc. Therefore, we recommend that information should be made widely available about where SRH products are provided for free or at a very low cost. And to tackle that challenge, to tackle the challenge of pricing, some policies should be designed as to what kind of prices should be charged for these materials, and they should be regulated efficiently as well. Then again, we also saw that one of the clinics we surveyed said that they do not provide abortion because it is against the will of the God. Therefore, we recommend that workshops on sexual health from a medical perspective should be conducted for all age groups so that people can make informed choice about that. Before I go on to end this presentation, I would like to acknowledge our partners in Kenya. I would like to acknowledge Society Empowerment Projects Director, Festus Juma, Research Coordinator and Founder and Director of the Society Empowerment Project Young Women and Girls Rescue Center, Lorraine. I would also like to recognize our research assistants, Monica, Marian Rose, Christabel, Elizabeth, Nancy, and Steve. And again, lastly, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at mraza18@earlham.edu or to my research supervisor, Sally Haslanger. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Thanks.